Right, we are back. If you cast your mind back to video 114, it was about 2 months ago. I tried to crack my own technique that I did, and I did it a little bit wrong. The results were good, but they come out not how I originally did it, but I think I've cracked it. So we need to wait for the resin to thicken up and warm up first, but we're going to be using the collab resin today, and I'm also going to be using the self-sinking coloured alcohol inks that I made in video 140. So let's get mixing. Okay, so my resin is coming up to 37 degrees Celsius, but you can see that it's still too runny. Because the depth of the resin, as it warms, it will lower the viscosity of the resin first before it thickens. So just keep an eye on it because it can change very, very quickly. But we'll be back when it's at the right consistency for what I want. So my resin is now at 42 degrees Celsius, which is, you know, it's pushing it a bit. So that's around the consistency that I want. Don't know whether you can see. It's starting to thicken. As I'm stirring it, I can see just the thickness, and it is becoming, the resistance when I'm stirring it is increasing. So I'm happy to pour with that now. So I'm just going to fill the mould with the pieces that I want to use. And I've made sure I've got enough left over. I've not filled these right up because we do need to pour resin over the top of the inks. So again, here's the consistency of the resin. It's just leaving that stringy line of resin. So now we can start dropping our inks. Now I won't show them all, I don't need to, you just see one being done. Just shaking my self-sinking colour. I'm going to drop a colour onto there. And then we'll go with a blue, which is like a baby blue. And then we just let that sit for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to fill my others with my inks. And then all I'm going to do is take my mixture of resin and just really pour that over until the mould is full. So by allowing the resin to thicken up, we're reducing the chance of our regular Petri effect. And then we can take our stirring stick and just stir it around, not too much, just enough to create a really cool effect. And I definitely overthought this when I did this last time with the pigment pastes. So again, I'm just pouring, really blobbing that over the inks. And again, just using my dotting tool, I'm just stirring that around like so. So there we have them, and now all I'm going to do straight after stirring is just add my black alcohol ink to the back. Right, I'll see you for the exciting part. So we're all set, and as you can see, I actually managed to keep one clear. Before we demold, massive shout out to my channel members, anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks. It really is appreciated. Right, let's start with the clear one. I kept one clear because I thought I might get a comment asking what they look like clear, so I held back. I held back. Oh, we got a little bubble. Got a few little bubbles actually, but you can see how that the temperature of the resin just prevented that from giving us the normal Petri effect. I don't like them plain, to be honest with you. Let's go with the one next to it. That's better. It's like a yellow silky blanket. Blanket? Sheet. It's a really cool effect. And it's kind of hollow, so you can sort of see the black through the yellow. It's like a pocket. See through there? Almost like a shell. It's really cool. I had some, I'm not sure what this one's going to turn out like. I really had to scrape the cup so I wasn't wasting any resin. And this one was just white. Again, it's got some bubbles because I really did have to scrape that cup. White silky effect. Let's go with this round one here. I can't remember which colours now. Oh, we've got some of the Petri, a tiny amount. I think a bit too much on the stir. Let's go with the big circles, the big round ones. Wow, that is super cool. Much better than my last ones. And I did a couple of test runs I'll show you afterwards. It's got a very much like a shell vibe going on. Wow, look at that one. It's very, very different. Really 3D. If you pour it in different ways, you'll get different effects. If you stir it in different ways, you'll get different effects. But as always, I'm excited for the oval ones. That can just be trimmed off. Wow. That really is soft. And again, it's got that 3D depth. That was just the blue and white. And as always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment, and if you haven't subbed, hit that button for me. Wow. Some Petri there. Well, when I say Petri, the normal kind of effects that we get. Like this. Those little spores. But again, that is really soft. And much easier than mixing up all of our pigments and alcohol. You can just drop these and pour your resin when it hits temp. For a very different effect. Let's go with the ovals. Let's go with this one. Wow. Look at that. That is incredible. That was just blue and white. Again, you can just see some of the sinking happening, but not much. That is really cool. Still getting shell vibes. Right, last one, then I've got two from the test run. Exactly the same method, just different colours. Wow, that's the best one, I think. Some tiny micro bubbles in there. But I'm not fussed about that. That is really cool. My favourite one so far. Even from the original ones that I first did. Right, the other two that I did. This was one of them. Again, it's very, very soft. I'm lucky that it didn't muddy. And then there was this one. This one is super cool. Right guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Bit simpler than the the last one for sure. And again, if you haven't seen that video where I made those inks, go and check that out. And I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.